for just minor injuries. Let's bring in now our panel to weigh in on some of the big moving stories today. Managing Director at Nestpoint Strategies and Republican strategist John Thomas, and he is the CEO at AMW Public Relations and Republican strategist Adam Weiss. Guys, good to see you both.
Good to be with you.
So you obviously have a pretty miraculous situation there. No one's dead, but you have a crowd of people who are there to support the uprising in Iran. And you know what's amazing? Last night at the Golden Globes, they're just anti-ICE. You don't see anybody, Adam, wearing a pin to support people in Iran. Morgues are overflowing. I mean, this is incredible here that people in Los Angeles, just a few miles apart, and talk about the haves and the have-nots here, where the elites want to put their political capital.
And Iran, and the weird part about that story, when I would look at the ABC story, it says U-Haul truck drives into a crowd. Trucks don't drive by themselves unless it was an AI U-Haul truck. The news media, along with their Hollywood elite friends, are so afraid to find out it's an extremist Muslim. For some reason, they're taking the side of the dictators, taking the side of Revolutionary Guard in Iran. And you don't hear anything, just like you said, Bianca, about freedom fighters in Iran, about the people rising up for freedom. Iran was one of the beautiful countries on the globe before the Shah was overthrown. The people that came to America, some of the brightest engineers, some of the brightest intellects, some of the brightest people in America. And the thing we heard out of Hollywood, if they're ever trying to attract half of America, that's a bad message they're sending out. One bad joke after another. If you're going to tell jokes against the right, make them funny at least.
Right. No, I agree. Well said. And John, the other point to this, when they are anti-ICE and the Hollywood celebs, I mean, this all started with fraud over daycare centers, over children. So it's a bad look overall that they're on the side of, ICE agitators. No one wants to see anyone lose their life. But if there's a law enforcement, enforcement, and you're out there and your car's there, you're playing a real dangerous game. Here's Ilhan Omar, though, of course, she knows to fan the flames and get everybody all ginned up. Couple comments she said here. But she doesn't want to talk about the fraud. Let's play this.
This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away. And then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is move towards the front of the car, which, if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. In trying to ask what any of this, information has led to you finding any criminals that you have indicted, that explains why you are wasting so much of our taxpayer resources and also terrorizing our communities in the amount of federal law enforcement agents that you have in the streets of our city and our state. There needs to be some sort of justification.
Yeah, so she's exhausted to talk about the fraud, but she's totally cool, John, to say the ICE officer should have known better. He should not be in front of a car.
Yeah, this is really pathetic. Unfortunately, it's consistent with members of the squad. And the big problem here is that it doesn't fit the narrative that the squad would like to portray, which is that law enforcement. Remember, this is the same squad that wants to defund the police, and so it's pathetic that they're somehow insinuating that an officer should have known that the criminal might run him down and violate the law in the process. That's ridiculous, number one. And number two, she wants to run away from what taxpayers and every American is wondering, which is to what depth of fraud was there and who is going to be held accountable. And she doesn't want to know the truth there because it indicts and implicates her team and her Democrats. And so she's trying to distract and run away from it. But here's the deal, Bianca. Nobody's buying it. It's so obvious that she's just dodging.
And they're going to continue to. In a few minutes, we'll take people live to this news conference, Adam, where they are going to announce. It's breaking right now. Just want to share this. If you see the banner at the bottom of the screen, we knew there'd be a news conference from the mayor. They will sue the Trump administration. It's being announced here to try and block the federal agents. So, again, another development in this story now. It's one thing, of course, to try and cooperate with ICE to make sure peaceful protesters are safe. But no, they want to demonize them. And now a lawsuit, Adam.
I want, the bigger picture. I don't want anybody else to lose their life, Bianca, left, right, middle. And between the governor, the mayor, and Ilhan Omar, they're constantly in the attack mode like they're in a civil disobedience class in college. They don't teach a simple lesson. 20 years ago, when I was in my youth or longer, my parents taught me, and everybody's parents taught them, just respect the cop. If he tells you to pull over, listen. Don't answer back to a cop. She's telling people to disobey and fight. That's sending the wrong message to the youth, sending the wrong message to people, and somebody else is going to get hurt again. There's like no adults in the Democratic Party or the elite media. It's really sad.
It is. Georgetown says they're going to do a 4-week policy discussion. And who did they choose? Because we're so divided as a country. They're putting in former MSNBC host who was fired after his comments after October 7th, Mehdi Hassan. John. So there you have it. To Adam's point, we want to have dialogue, but when you're putting in people, you wonder why we're divided. People like him, after October the 7th, he deleted a tweet one time where he said the Gaza genocide is worse than the Holocaust. And he is the choice by Georgetown to lead this symposium here?
Yeah, the inflammatory rhetoric from elected officials, from those in the media on the left, is further inflaming tensions here. And you wonder why, if these are the kinds of people that our university systems are propping up, you wonder why people get radicalized in the student body population, these universities. It's really sad to see. And the other side effect of all of this is what great upstanding American wants to join ICE or law enforcement and knowingly walk into this kind of climate where they're going to be spat at, their liberty might be taken away if they have to do their job under heat. And so it further makes it harder for law enforcement to grow their ranks and keep Americans safe. I mean, the consequences to this rhetoric hurts. It hurts American citizens and it hurts law enforcement officers.
To your point, and now they're using the courts. As Adam said, we should bring back civility. But now, again, as we see, the Democrats love to use the courts. They love to go judge shopping and weaponize. Didn't we see that during the election here with President Trump looking for all those indictments? Here we have it breaking right now. Minnesota suing the Trump administration to block federal agents. Adam, John, appreciate you both. News conference about to start. Keith Ellis in the AG. We will listen in live.
Thanks.